So if you didn't know, Bloxburg updated about 2 weeks ago, adding their new map. And if you don't know, they're adding a school. Now, the school isn't coming until fall of 2025. So I thought today I would build a school so the people of Bloxburg actually have a school while we wait on the developers of the game. Now, on a side note, I think Bloxburg literally just updated, like, while I'm filming this. You know, I don't have a car right now on this plot, so I'm just gonna grab a bike and let's see. Alright, we need to discuss a game plan for the school. I think this is parking, and then I want the driveway to be like here. And I think this can be the library. The main office can be right there. The gym can be at the back. This can be the cafeteria, and then this can be the outdoor track and the football field. I think the first thing I'm going to work on is parking, because it's like right at the front here, so I'm just going to work on it now. I'm kind of excited. I've never built a school in Bloxburg before, and the people need a school. I want this to look kind of like a realistic parking garage. I wish you could move your front objects anywhere on the plot instead of just at the front here, because currently it's blocking the way. Even though part of me wants to make this school like pretty, I kind of also at the same time want to make this like a realistic school. So you know what, we're gonna have these metal fences because I feel like these just scream parking garage. I want to add as many parking spots as possible because obviously I don't want anyone to not have a parking spot because that'd be kind of awkward. I kind of want this parking to be basic because I want it to look like a realistic school parking, you know, not very nice. I have no idea what these are called, but I'm gonna add these to make sure kids don't like ram into the fence because these people are probably new drivers, so they're probably not the best at driving. Alright, I would say that's good for parking. We need a couple wheelchair spots. Now we actually need a driveway now. I think this is as good as we're gonna... This is uneven. Okay. Remember how Bloxburg patched the ability to extend your driveway into the road before? Well, guess what? They added it again. See, so now this actually matches the road. Okay, so in the middle of this driveway here, I actually want to add like a little study area. Thinking we can have just some of these like picnic tables. Okay, but we need some crosswalk because currently it's legal to like run someone over. Now at the back here, this is where the main office is going to be. I don't think the main office needs to be huge because I feel like we're going to have nothing inside of it but the principal's office and like the front desk. Now, is it just me or does every school in the existence of planet Earth have brown bricks on it? Okay, and then it's also really dark here, so we're going to need to add some lights. They added a new door. Glass porch door. Let's see what's new. They just updated and I think they added new stuff. Whoa, they added historic shop doors, historic shop window, glass porch door. They added new gazebos. They added a new lifeguard tower. They added a bunch of laundry stuff, a coin dispenser, a piano, a plastic barrel. Wait, they added these? Nope, never mind. We are going to add these. Now, Bloxburg devs are probably not watching my videos, but if they are, then thank you. Now, this is going to be a bougie school. We're gonna have these big, juicy glass commercial sliding doors. But I'm thinking that the library is going to be here. Now, the question is, do we make the library 2-story? I feel like we can. I kind of want to have the books on the second floor and then like seating on the first floor. Now, even though the school is basic, like a realistic school, I still want this to look pretty. So you know what? We're going to have like these planters along the edges. Now, I debated either doing a realistic school or like a fancy like boarding school. Now I'm glad that I built a realistic public school. Okay, so my laptop died. Life is great. Anyway, I'm thinking in this garden we can have some trees, but make them like smaller. Because see, what if we make this tree like small, then it looks good here. They have an ATM in the game. Since when did they have an ATM? I'm actually going to delete all these trees because I want to add bushes instead because I feel like bushes would look more realistic here. I want this to be the best school that you've ever seen in the entirety of your life playing Bloxburg. And you know what? It is. I'm actually kind of excited to be building a school. Like I said, this is my first school I've ever built. And I actually don't think that it's turned out that bad. I know, it's kind of surprising that this is my first school. Say in the comments if you would go to school here. I would personally. Now the next building I want to work on is the cafeteria. I'm gonna have the cafeteria back here and I want it to be both indoor and outdoor. They added drinking fountain. You know what? We need some of these. This is actually a perfect update for school. It's like they knew. Now I hate this ugly color. You know what? There should be a pre-built. Bloxburg developers, if you're watching this, make this a pre-built. I don't think we have a pre-built school, so honestly, I think that would be kind of a cool thing to have. I think that this is a pretty good cafeteria. So now the next thing I want to work on is the gym. Now the gym is going to be back here. Now, I want to have one of those basketball courts, like, in the gym. You know what? I'm going to make this gym 2-story. I have a reasoning. Now, every school gym is 2 stories high, so we're going to need a 2-story height gym. Because I've seen a couple school gyms have, like, an indoor track, like, up on the upstairs of the gym. Now, if we want to get up onto the track, we're going to need some stairs and a door. Okay, now if we don't want any lawsuits, we gotta have some fences. Okay, I think that's the gym. Now, the next building I'm gonna do is the classrooms building. Now, I know that it's technically the interior, but I wanna work on at least a layout for the classrooms building. Okay, now these classrooms don't need to be super big, so you know what? We're going to make some smaller classrooms, except for the downstairs classrooms. The downstairs classrooms are going to be the bigger ones. Now, I actually saw that Robuilds built a school in BLOXBURG. I want to see how she built these bleachers because I'm genuinely curious on how she built the bleachers. Okay, wait, I get it. So she basically added these basic shapes and then added a bench. This is going to be a tiny football field, especially because we have to add the track around it too. Since this is a smaller school, I feel like we don't need that many bleachers anyway. Now, is it just me, or is every high school bleacher made out of literally this diamond plate texture? I can just imagine the role plays that I'm going to do in this school in the future. I could even make a movie with this school, so you know what? If you want to see that, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. I can't wait to copy this, but on the other side. You know what? I should actually probably build the track first. This track is literally 2 lanes, but I think that's all we have room for.
This is worse than stupid.
Okay, so this is the room we have for a football field, you know. I want to add like different grass here. Okay, yep, that looks like every football field grass. And then we need like the signs. First off, we need the goals. You know what, we're gonna use some structurals. I kind of forgot that basic shapes existed just a second ago, so we're gonna make this out of basic shapes. Okay, I think this looks pretty good for the goals. Now, what does a football field look like? Okay, so basically there's like these lines and then like more tiny lines. That's the best I could describe it. Okay, we're gonna have like the yard lines like here. Okay, I have no idea what any of these lines are called except for the yard lines. We have to do this to every single yard. I've been filming for 2 hours already. Okay, well, I think that that is the football field done. Now, I have to add the bleachers on this side now. Now, I just realized, where are we gonna have the lockers? I think that we can have restrooms because I just realized we don't have bathrooms, and then we can have the lockers like by the bathrooms. You know, even though this is smaller than realistic, I think that it didn't turn out too bad. Now the school is pretty much almost done. All you have to do now is just add like bathrooms and lockers. Now I'm thinking that those can be here. Wait, we can also do a concession stand. So you know what, we're going to add the bathrooms and the concession stand in the same building. I'm actually going to consider the concession stand and bathrooms part of the exterior, so I'm just going to work on those now while I'm already thinking of it. Now, this concession stand can be very basic on the inside. They added new checkered tile. They added black and white checkers. I remember custom making this floor forever. You know what? We're going to try out some of these new tiles and... Okay, so it looks like the exterior of the school is finished for now, and so far it comes to a total of $165,968. I don't know how much this school is going to be by the end of the series, but it seems like it's going to be a lot. And so let's go have a tour. So if you go right here, then this is the parking. Now the school's kind of basic. Any other touches I want to make, I'll do in the next part where I do the interiors of these buildings. So if you pull around here, this is the main office. Then this is a little area where you can just like sit and study, read a book. And if you go over here, this is the library. I made this drinking fountain kind of high. Look, I'm literally floating. So if you go in here, look at this very detailed library. Then this is the cafeteria. This is the outdoor part, and then I'll do the indoor part in the next video. If you go over here, then you have, this is the side of the cafeteria. Then this is the gym. And if you go up here, you have a track. And then if you jump off here, these are also benches. These are bathrooms. I incorporated the new stalls into this video. Then if you go over here, this is the concession stand. It's kind of ugly, but I tried to make it realistic because I feel like concession stands are never pretty on the inside. You kind of have to like be skinny to fit through here. But these are the bleachers. Yeah, you can sit and watch the football game that is going on, or the track meet.
Either one.
Then this is the classroom building. I want to add lockers in the next video. I think the lockers I want to have inside here, just through the hallways. So that's my school. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.